Welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be looking at AI and children's rights. And you sent us some fascinating material to work with.
Yeah.
Academic articles, policy guidance, even some opinions coming out of Turkish publications.
Wow.
It seems like you want to get a full picture of this topic.
Yeah, definitely a lot to think about.
Absolutely. And we're going to do our best to unpack it all today. So let's break down our mission for this deep dive.
Okay.
We'll look at how AI is already impacting kids' lives.
Yeah, they're growing up surrounded by it.
Exactly. And we'll examine the benefits like in education and accessibility.
Right. AI can personalize learning.
It can, but we also need to look at the risks, like data privacy and even manipulation.
Absolutely. Those are serious concerns.
And finally, we'll explore what's being done globally to protect children's rights as technology keeps advancing.
So important, especially for vulnerable populations.
Exactly. Well, one of the articles you sent, Guvenly Web, calls today's kids digital natives.
It makes sense, right?
It does.
They're born into a world where AI is just everywhere.
They are. It's in their toys, the apps they use, everything.
And it's only going to become more pervasive.
Oh, definitely. Guvenly Web actually predicts the smart toy market will reach $54 billion in the next 5 years.
That's a massive number.
It is, which brings us to a big question.
Yeah.
How is this affecting kids, really?
Well, there are both positives and negatives to consider.
Let's start with the good stuff, the potential benefits.
Okay.
Yapay zekanın çocuklara katkısı. That article really dives into AI's potential for education.
It's exciting, right?
It is. Imagine AI tailoring educational content to each child's needs and how they learn.
It's like personalized learning on a whole new level.
Exactly. And it could be incredibly helpful for children who learn differently.
Absolutely. There's research showing how AI, even humanoid robots, can help autistic children with social interaction.
It's amazing to see how AI can break down barriers like that.
But of course, we need to be cautious too.
Right. It's not all sunshine and roses.
No, there are those risks we talked about, especially with data privacy.
That's a major concern and something that was highlighted in that Turkish legal journal you sent.
Yes, children are generating so much data online.
And AI can analyze that in ways we might not even fully understand.
Exactly, and that makes their data incredibly valuable, but also very vulnerable.
And it's not just about data being collected.
Right.
Menexi Tokia brought up something really disturbing in her article.
What was that?
The rise of AI-generated child sexual abuse material.
Oh, that's horrific.
It is, and it shows how AI can be exploited for truly awful things.
It highlights the dark side of this technology, for sure.
So it makes you think, are we doing enough to protect kids online?
That's the million-dollar question.
Even if you're careful with what you share, AI might be analyzing seemingly harmless information in ways we haven't even considered.
It's a real dilemma.
It is, but luckily, there are people working on solutions to safeguard children's rights in this digital world.
That's good to hear. What are they doing?
Well, the Turkish legal journal we mentioned earlier, it talks about child rights impact assessments.
CIAs.
Yeah, CRAs, and essentially they're meant to ensure AI systems are built with children's rights in mind.
So anticipating and mitigating risks from the start.
Exactly, and it's not just theoretical. Organizations like UNICEF are actually creating AI policy guidance specifically for children.
I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
And it's not just happening in one country either. The EU is also discussing AI regulations with a focus on children's best interests.
It's encouraging to see those discussions taking place.
It is, but the big challenge is finding the balance between promoting innovation and keeping kids safe.
Right, because AI does have huge potential.
It does. We can't just shut it down.
No, we need a nuanced approach, acknowledging both the good and the bad.
Absolutely. And that means continued research, ethical development, and global collaboration.
All essential ingredients for creating a better future for children in the age of AI.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Before we were talking about this global collaboration, right? This need for proactive action. And one place where that's super important is education.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just keep kids away from the bad stuff, you know?
We've got to teach them how to deal with it.
Exactly. Give them the tools and knowledge they need to actually thrive.
Like a toolkit.
Yeah. And that toolkit starts with digital literacy.
Guvenly Web.
Yeah.
That Turkish article.
Yeah.
It really stressed how crucial that is.
For kids to get how AI works,
Right.
its limits, and how to use it responsibly.
It's about making them informed and,
Critical thinkers.
yeah, critical thinkers. Exactly.
To question what they see, you know, understand those biases and algorithms.
Right. And make smart choices about their data.
And how they present themselves online.
not just passive consumers, but active creators.
Yeah, it's bigger than just technical skills.
It is.
It's about ethics, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
the potential consequences of misuse and how to use AI for good.
Like raising a child in the 21st century.
It's different now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, totally different.
It's not just about homework and eating your veggies.
No.
AI is going to be in every corner of their lives.
Like blurring the lines between real and digital.
We need to prepare them for that.
Yeah, thoughtfully, ethically.
And that makes me think, what about parents and educators?
Oh, they've got a huge role to play.
But they need to be informed themselves. Right.
For sure. Got to stay ahead of the curve.
But then how do they have those tough conversations with kids?
Right, when even the answers aren't clear-cut.
It's a lot to ask.
It is, especially when tech moves so fast.
I mean, even I struggle to keep up with the latest apps and stuff.
Oh, me too. But there's help out there.
There is.
Like, remember UNICEF?
Mm-hmm.
They have stuff for parents and educators.
Really?
And organizations like Common Sense Media, too.
I heard of them.
They offer great advice on digital citizenship, all that.
So there's support, which is good.
Definitely.
But this isn't a one-time thing, is it?
No, it's an ongoing conversation.
Kids' relationship with tech will change as they grow.
And so will the challenges, ethically, societally.
We need to be adaptable.
Right, learn as we go.
And honestly, learn from the kids, too.
Oh, absolutely.
They're the ones living in this world.
Yeah, interacting with AI in ways we can't even imagine.
They're partners in this journey.
Exactly.
We need to hear their concerns, their ideas.
And remember, not all kids are the same.
Right. Different backgrounds, different access.
AI will impact them differently.
We need to make sure everyone benefits.
And that we mitigate risks fairly for everyone.
Yeah, no one gets left behind.
Equity, that's the key.
And it brings us back to that stat from Gouvenly Webb.
The smart toy market exploding.
Yeah, AI is only going to get bigger in kids' lives.
Across the board, not just toys.
Like healthcare.
AI is revolutionizing treatments.
Personalizing them.
Even assisting with surgery.
Incredible potential, right?
Huge potential.
But then again, ethical questions pop up.
Oh, always.
Who gets access? How do we prevent discrimination?
We can't just ignore those questions.
Absolutely not. We need regulations, ethical development.
And constant dialogue,
Yeah.
about AI's implications.
We can't assume tech advancements automatically mean good outcomes.
It's got to be intentional.
Benefiting all children.
Food for thought, for sure.
Definitely.
We've barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But it's clear AI and children's rights, it's complicated.
Well, super complex.
But it's also crucial.
Absolutely crucial.
The decisions we make now, they'll affect generations to come.
No pressure, right?
We can't take this lightly.
We can't.
So, listener, what does this all mean for you?
It's about staying informed,
Asking questions
being part of this conversation.
about AI and kids.
Be a critical consumer of tech
Support those fighting for kids' rights online,
and talk to your own children
openly and honestly.
about these complicated things.
Because this isn't the finish line.
Not at all. It's a journey.
AI is always evolving.
And so will our understanding of how it affects children.
We need to be adaptable, willing to learn.
So let's keep learning, keep exploring, and keep fighting for a future where AI empowers and protects every child.
Absolutely, a future worthy of them.
Now, let's zoom in on a specific example of how AI is already impacting kids.
Okay.
The rise of AI in education.
We touched on personalized learning.
But let's go deeper.
AI's popping up in classrooms everywhere.
From tutoring systems to algorithms that personalize those learning platforms.
It's pretty amazing to see.
AI creating more engaging ways to learn.
Platforms that adapt to how a student learns best.
Giving customized feedback, support.
There are even tools that help teachers spot kids who are struggling.
On the surface, it sounds fantastic. Like, really fantastic.
Tailoring education, making it more efficient, more engaging.
A revolution, almost.
Almost, but we got to remember the downsides.
Right, the research on algorithms and bias.
Yeah, that's a real worry in education.
If the data used to train these AI systems is biased,
The results will be biased too.
it's a bit like separate but equal, but digital.
And that's not okay.
No, not at all.
If AI is going to change education, it's got to be fair.
For every student.
Regardless of their background.
Which brings us back to those CRIAs.
Child rights impact assessments.
We gotta evaluate these systems from the start.
Make sure kids' rights are at the center.
Building in those safeguards.
Not trying to fix things after they're broken.
And it's not just about preventing harm.
Right.
It's about using AI to empower kids.
To help them reach their full potential.
That's the goal.
And speaking of empowerment,
Yeah.
Menexia Tokye, in her article, she argued for something really interesting.
What's that?
involving children in the development of AI.
Wow, that's a new angle.
Right.
We're always talking about protecting them from AI.
But she's saying, let them shape it.
Let them have a voice.
Exactly. They're inheriting this AI world.
We need their insights, their concerns.
It's shifting from protection to partnership.
They're not just subjects of this revolution.
They're stakeholders.
Give them opportunities to learn about AI.
To play with it, to speak their minds.
Raise a generation that's tech-savvy, but also critical and ethical.
It's about them building their own digital future.
One where AI benefits everyone.
And that brings us to another big point.
Okay.
This isn't just a future problem.
AI's impact on kids' rights is happening now.
In real time.
Especially in education, like we just discussed.
That's online safety, too.
That's a whole other can of worms.
We got to talk about that more. So AI's impact on kids, it's happening right now.
Not in the future. Right here, right now.
And online safety, it's a prime example.
We talked about data privacy, potential misuse.
But there's also, kids seeing things they shouldn't.
Harmful content.
Yeah. And AI plays a big part in that.
How so?
Those algorithms on social media, video sites,
Right.
They keep you scrolling, keep you clicking.
By recommending more of what you've already seen.
Exactly. Sometimes that's good.
If it's educational, creative stuff.
But it can lead kids down some dark paths, too.
Misinformation, age-inappropriate content.
Even on platforms meant for kids, things slip through.
We've all heard those stories. It's worrying.
And these algorithms, they're getting smarter all the time.
So what can we do? How do we protect kids, but also let them benefit from the good stuff online?
It's tough. No easy answers, but there are things.
Like what?
Education, number one, online safety.
Give them the tools.
That digital literacy toolkit we talked about.
Right. Understanding algorithms.
Knowing how to spot reliable information.
And protecting their own privacy.
We also got to empower them to speak up.
If they see something bad.
Absolutely. Talk to a trusted adult.
Parent, teacher, whoever.
Knowing they won't be punished for it.
And we, as adults, need to be honest with them.
About the risks.
Not to scare them.
But to be real about tech's downsides.
And of course, we need those safety measures.
From tech companies, from lawmakers.
Platforms got to take responsibility for their content.
Invest in those moderation tools.
And regulations to hold them accountable.
It's a group effort. Everyone needs to be involved.
Parents, educators, tech companies, policymakers.
And we got to keep talking as tech keeps changing.
So we've covered a lot, the good, the bad, and the complicated when it comes to AI and children.
The legal stuff, the ethical stuff, the role everyone plays.
And if there's one big takeaway,
it's that this isn't some abstract future thing.
AI is here, it's now, it's affecting kids in huge ways.
And what we do today shapes their world tomorrow.
Powerful stuff. It's a call to action for everyone.
Stay informed, engage with this, fight for a future where AI helps kids.
Because AI isn't just about technology.
It's about humanity.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into AI and children's rights.
Hope you learned something, maybe feel inspired.
Remember, this is just the start. Keep asking questions. Keep advocating for a better future.
For all children.
Until next time, keep diving deep.